And in came Betsy. Now, Betsy was a nurse that I kind of got to know a little bit. Her son used to skateboard, and so she saw all the skateboard magazines beside my bed and some of the flowers. She loved her flowers, man. She would always tell me things about the flowers. And so Betsy comes in. It's the 8th night. I'm laying there, and she's chatting, and then all of a sudden, Betsy stops. And she's like, Dave, you see this? I'm like, what? She's like, you see this one? I'm like, what are you talking about, Betsy? She says, see this flower right here? I'm like, what is it? She says, she takes it out of the bouquet. She's like, she's looking at it for a moment. She's like, and she's gasping. She's like, I think it is. I think it is. I said, what is it? She's like, Dave, you know what kind of flower this is? I said, what is it? She says, it's a lily, but not any kind of lily, Dave. She's looking at it. She said, I think this is a New Zealand lily. This is a really rare flower. And I said, wow, that's amazing, Betsy. She says, no, you don't understand. She says, you know how long it takes for one of these to grow? I said, no, please tell me. I got nothing else to do. And she says, Dave, listen, this kind of a flower, the seed, you don't plant in the spring. You plant in the fall. Yeah, if you want a New Zealand lily, you see, the New Zealand lily, the seed actually requires the cold, hard winter season to sprout in the spring. And I was like, wow, Betsy, thank you. Like, so what you're saying is like, I need the difficulty and challenge to sprout in life. I'm like, yes, come on, Betsy. She's like, no, you don't understand. The lily grows to about like an inch in the first year, Dave. And then you know what happens? I'm like, what, Betsy? She's like, it dies. What? She's like, yeah, it's dead. It dies. And I'm like, then what happens? She's like, hold on. You see, the roots, they hibernate in the ground. And you wouldn't expect anything's happening, but the New Zealand lily needs another cold, hard winter to grow another spring. And this time around, guess what, Dave? It grows to about 3 inches. And then guess what happens, Dave? I'm like, what happens, Betsy? It dies. Yo, Betsy, like, chill. I was just in a really serious... I know, Dave, hold on. You see, the lily needs another third cold, hard winter. And then it grows. And this time around, it gives a few little leaves. And then it dies. And then another 4th winter. And it grows a little thicker of a stem. And then guess what? Lily dies. 5th winter. This time around, the roots are growing. It actually grows a couple branches. And then what happens? It dies. I'm like... Betsy, what are you doing right now? She's like, no, hold on. The 6th season. Dave, it dies. Okay. She says, but just wait. There's a reason why number 7 is number for luck. Because the New Zealand lily in the 7th season has gone through enough challenges in her life. She's gone through enough difficulty in her life. She's been through seasons of depression. She's had the seasons of loss. She's had the seasons of physical challenges. She's had the seasons of disappointment. And all those seasons, what they did was they helped her grow. All those seasons, what they did is they helped the roots grow a little deeper. Only to grow a strong enough stem to grow enough leaves, to get enough energy, to finally blossom into the flower that it was always destined to be. And she looked at me, and this was a moment, and maybe this is a moment for you. And she looked at me and she said, Dave, life is cyclical. And it has its seasons. It has its summers and its winters. But if you recognize that in the winter seasons, in the challenging seasons, and I get the sense that there may be someone here today who's in a season of challenge and difficulty. It may not be a plane crash, but maybe it's a breakup. Maybe it's an unexpected event that occurred. Maybe it's a friend from home who's maybe going through a challenge and you just feel the burden and you just can't really focus now because you're burdened. I'm here to remind you that, listen, life is seasonal, and in the seasons of winter with the right perspective, and can I say with the right people, and you got the people here in the room, you have the ability to grow through it. That your pain has a purpose. that it's not purposeless. You know, in that moment, Betsy would change my life, because here's what she did, is that what many people would say is a terrible, horrible event actually catapulted me into my destiny. And friends, I would not be on this stage in this moment speaking to you right now if it hadn't been for a challenge and difficulty. And I'm here to remind you today that leaders are not born in comfort, leaders are born in crisis. And you may be in a crisis right now, but you need to know that that is the very birthplace of leadership. Because it's during times of crisis where you problem solve, where you ask the hard questions. And so I want you to know that in this room, you got people, you got mentors, you got teachers, advisors, you have friends who are here for you, who love you. And this is your season. All right, guys? My name is Dave. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to do a shameless plug. I would love to come speak at your school. So if you want me at your school, come talk to me. Thanks, guys.